morning to my Sunday school class. Here we are on Facebook. Once again, we have done this over the last, 20-something weeks. Quite a long time, a lot longer than we ever thought we would be doing this. This virus has sure led us to some rough times all through our county and our state and our nation, our world. But it's also brought us to a point where we can appreciate being able to come to church. We can appreciate our church family, and we can appreciate God so much more. We know that we just couldn't do it without Him. And I'm so thankful that He saved my soul and that I'm going to heaven one day. And that's what our lesson is about today, is going to heaven and what it's going to be like and who's going to be there. And I'm excited to share that lesson with you. This will probably be our last lesson on Facebook unless something happens and we start needing to do this again. But I really have enjoyed doing this with you, and I've enjoyed having the visitors here in my classroom with me. It's felt like you were here with us sometimes, and I've just really enjoyed the comments and everything that everyone has said to be an encouragement or just to tell me that they've enjoyed these lessons, and that really encourages me. I would like to thank all my students in my class, Ainsley and Olivia and Jacob, and Samantha and Sadie, and Carmen and Chloe, Miss Leslie and Miss Ann that helped me out in here, and all those that have visited. Luke is not necessarily a visitor, even though he has a different church to go to. He comes when he doesn't have church at his church, he comes here. So we enjoy having Luke. And then Leah has joined us just almost every time, I think. And then Gracie has joined us too. And last Sunday, we got to have Gracie as a visitor. It was so wonderful. She came here to our Sunday school class, and we enjoyed having her. So hello to all of you all, and thank you for joining me with these classes. We're going to get on into the lesson today, and then we'll be finished for a while, at least until something different happens. And hopefully we'll just be able to be here and not have to rely on this anymore. But if we do, we know we can do it, right? Okay, so we're going to find our book in the Bible. Like I said, it's talking about heaven today. So our book in the Bible is Revelation. It is in the very back of our Bible. It's the very last book of the Bible. Look at that. And the only reason there are pages right here in my Bible is I have some maps and some definitions and so forth. You may not, or you may have some of that. So the most you would probably go back is right there. And we are looking in the last chapter of the Bible as well. Chapter 22 of Revelation. See that right there? And this is what Revelation looks like. Revelation. Now, I came awfully close to spelling that wrong. Okay, so chapter 22, and our memory verse. I'm going to combine two of our lessons today. Remember last week we did a theme lesson, or the week before, I think. We did a theme lesson instead of doing the regular lesson because these two were so close that we put those together. So this is the main lesson that I am going to be using today. And we're going to do the second page of it. And then we're going to pick up lesson 12, and we're going to do this activity page, this activity page, and this activity page. I know it's a lot, but you can do it. Okay, so we've got a memory verse for one of them, and then a theme verse for the other. So I'm going to go over both of those, okay? Now, the reason I'm going to go over both of them, one of them was the verse that we used to memorize a while back, and my kids have kept working on that, so that's what we're going to do. But our memory verse for today is Revelation 22:12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. So let's try to say that. Ready? And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. Good. If you have any stickers left at home, you can use those. All right. And then this lesson has made me think of this set of verses that we learned. It's John 14:1-4. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go ye know, and the way ye know. Those verses mean so very much to me, and some of my favorite verses in the Bible. And I really enjoy hearing the kids say it here, but I enjoy saying them myself, reading them myself. It's talking about heaven and that Jesus went to prepare that for us. Okay, so we've got one more thing I almost forgot. Our last time doing the New Testament books of the Bible. Are you ready? Here we go. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, Jude, Revelation. Good job. Now, if you've got any more stickers for that, get a sticker, okay? All right, so now we're ready to move into our lesson, and then we're going to start new lessons next week. They are all about the Old Testament and how we're going to learn about Adam and Eve. We're going to learn about Noah. We're going to learn about Abraham. We're going to learn about Isaac. Oh, so many wonderful, wonderful Bible stories, Bible truths in our lessons for next time. So if you don't have a church to go to and you want to come join us, please do. And I'm not sure what the adults are going to be studying. They may be continuing their study in Revelation. I almost feel like that's finished, but for this next Sunday. But I'm sure that they'll have wonderful lessons. So if you're an adult watching this and you want to come join us, our Sunday school starts at 9:30, and our preaching starts around about 11. So we would love to have you here. Okay. Here is our lesson for today, and it's called Jesus Will Return. Now, you know how in those verses I told you about, and it started out, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, oh, I forgot. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. Now, that's what we're learning about today, is that Jesus came to this earth as a baby. He was crucified when he was 33 years old. He was buried in a tomb. He went to hell. He came back to this earth alive for us. to be able to tell us, prepare yourselves to go to heaven. That's where I'm going to prepare for you to live with me there one day. It's a beautiful place from everything we can read, and we can't understand it all, and we can't even imagine. But I am excited to go there. Okay, so here's our lesson. I'm going to read it for you, okay? In heaven, there will be a crystal clear river of life and a tree of life that bears 12 different fruits. There will be no nighttime. Jesus will be the light, and it will always be bright. It is a great city prepared for all of those who trust Jesus. Jesus promised to come again quickly. He is returning to bring his believers home to heaven with him. He wants us to be watching, working, and ready. Those that are doing bad things will not have time to change those bad things when he suddenly returns. But those who are doing right will be prepared. We should want Jesus to come back to earth. It should make us happy. If we are not doing his work, though, we will be ashamed. This is why we should work for Jesus every day and every moment of the day. We always want to be ready. Even so, Lord Jesus, come. Okay, now what a wonderful thing to think about. There's not going to be any crying, any sadness, any sickness there. It's going to be a wonderful and beautiful place filled with love. Now, we've been asking questions, so I'm going to ask 3 questions, okay? Let's see if you can get them. How many different fruits will the tree of life grow or bear? Is it 10? Is it 12? Or is it 4? If you said 12, you're correct. 12 different types of fruit. Will there be night there? No, there will not be night there. Jesus will be the light. Okay. Did Jesus say he would come slowly or quickly back to earth? Quickly is the answer. Quickly. Behold, I come quickly. That's what it says in our memory verse. Okay, so you did a great job with that. I hope that you were able to get some stickers for that. Now put your name right here at the top. Some of you have started back to school, and I bet you've been writing your names quite a lot this week. I bet your teachers have been pretty impressed with you. I know I am when I see it. You do such a great job. Okay, so then we're going to turn this over to page 2. And we've done dot to dot before. We find number 1. Number 1 is right down here. Put your pencil or crayon on that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, I think it goes to 18. It's really hard to read those numbers backwards. I know what order they go in, but it doesn't look right on my vision of that because it looks backwards. But anyway, you trace all the way around the edges, and then what do you think you're going to do? You're going to color this picture. Hopefully some of you that don't have these lessons, your parents maybe will be able to print this off for you. I'm going to put pictures at the bottom in the comments, so maybe they can print it off for you so you can color this, because I think this looks like a really great picture to color. Okay, so that's all on that part of that lesson. And then this is where I'm going to pull in the other section of lessons. And we're going to do this activity page. Now in my Sunday school class, when the kids are here, we'll probably do this one first to give them plenty of time to color. And then we'll probably do these tracing the letters next. So, all right. What will be in heaven? Draw an X over the things that will not be in heaven. So we're not necessarily circling anything, but we're putting X's on the things that won't be there, okay? Will Jesus be there? Of course he will. What about crying? Will we have crying in heaven? No. There's no sadness, no crying. What about sickness? Will there be sickness in heaven? No. So put an X on the little girl crying, put an X on the little boy that's got a fever. Now, X goes like this, okay? It's just a crisscross, right? Like my fingers are going, okay? Will we need a Bible in heaven? No, that's for us here on earth. That's our instructions that God has given us for how we need to be here on earth and how we need to worship him and how we need to rely on him. We won't need that in heaven. What about these little boys fighting? Will we see that in heaven? No. No. No fighting in heaven. What about love? You see these little girls? They're hugging each other. They love each other, I believe. Do you think there'll be love in heaven? Yeah, I think so too. You think there'll be singing in heaven? Yes, there will be. It talks about even the angels sing. But we'll have a different song that the angels can't sing. That's pretty awesome. What about being scolded for doing wrong? Will that be in heaven? We won't be doing wrong when we get to heaven. We will be with God. And there will be no sin there. There will be no need for us being scolded for doing things wrong day to day like we do here. We won't do that because there's no sin in heaven. It's a perfect place. Okay, so we've got this picture to color. If you think that maybe looks like heaven, then color what you think it would look like. If you've got a different vision of what you think heaven might look like, you can draw it on a picture yourself if you would like, if you can. It's hard for me to imagine what it will be like. I hear descriptions, but it's difficult for me to put all that together as a big picture of where it will be one day. And then the last thing we're going to do is the memory verse, or they had part of the verses that I recited to you earlier. I go to prepare a place for you, from John 14:2. So you're going to trace the letters A, place, for, you. That means heaven. Okay. So once you do that, then we're all finished. I have really enjoyed this today, and I hope that you have too. And I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.